My name is Richard. I'm a very loving man, and I collect rubbish. My house is a complete sloppy mess, and it's all good stuff. Just haven't been able to enjoy it, because there's no room.
I'm Connie, and I'm Richard's daughter. He collects a lot of items that he doesn't need. Plumbing pipes, fans, storage units. I found beef sitting on top of piles in the kitchen with maggots crawling on it. I'm trying to get him to realize that this is not healthy. If he were to lose his house and all his stuff, he will feel like he has nothing left, and I feel helpless. I don't know what he's gonna do. I have no idea.
My daughter, Cheryl, died when she was 3 months.
My mom went to check on the baby, and she had passed away from sudden infant death syndrome.
Richard never knew what to do about it. He didn't know how to handle it.
I felt very, very uptight about it, because I just didn't understand life.
With Cheryl's death, our marriage started falling apart, and then 3 years later, we got divorced. Once we moved, he started collecting more.
I felt very lonely. I couldn't carry on just by myself, so I went out and collected all kinds of junk.
He isolated himself from everyone, and that's when it just really exploded. And we didn't know that it had gotten this bad up until, 3 or 4 years ago. And we realized how bad it really was.
All right, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm Matt Paxton. I'm an extreme cleaning specialist. Richard, what is the ultimate goal? What do you want to see happen by the time we leave?
The house completely clean.
Clean. Okay. The problem with someone like Richard is he's going to say all the right things. Do you have any thoughts or concerns?
I say, let's go for it.
I'm Dr. David Tolan. I'm a clinical psychologist who specializes in the treatment of hoarding disorder. Here's the really tricky thing about cleanouts. If all you do is clean a person's house out, you're not really addressing the problem. You're not changing their behavior. And in fact, you're giving them one more reason potentially to feel stressed out, and they may engage in more of their hoarding behaviors.
You guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. All right, so this is trash, right?
Right.
That's an old hose, actually.
Yeah, no good.
So what do I do with it?
Trash.
All right, these lobster plates,
Trash.
everything in here is trash.
Richard's doing great. He's actually doing better than most.
Okay.
In the 20 minutes we've been working, you've already let go more than I thought you were going to today. I'm gonna be honest. All right, so this is what you've actually let go so far. What do you think?
Well, it makes me feel better, because I feel that everything that's crap is gone.
But I want you to feel good in what you're doing.
Oh, I am.
You ready for us to fill the rest of this dumpster?
Yes, I am, sir.
Thank you.
And more.
All right, it's good. I like it.
All right, 2 bottles of whiskey in there. You know where? They're in a box over here. A bottle of rum and a bottle of whiskey.
We haven't thrown anything
They were right here.
I'll keep an eye out for it.
Okay. Can't find it. I'll go out and buy another.
Now, I'd be lying if I didn't say I recommend against that, given your medications.
Richard should not be drinking, and he's taking medication that interacts very badly with alcohol.
It is your choice.
Yep, and I'm gonna get them. When I pay for something, I want it.
You could gift it to someone if you know.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
I'm not going to.
Okay.
That's my prerogative, my choice, and my attitude.
Yep.
Sorry.
Well, you're getting very irritated at Connie
Well,
just because.
Damn it all to hell. Leave me alone, please.
You can see he wants to argue with you
Oh,
about
yeah, he
this.
does.
He wants to get into it with you.
Oh, yeah.
He's almost daring you. He has technically the right to drink alcohol, but he shouldn't.
Right.
And I think one of the things is we're going to need to start talking about maybe an alcohol intervention for your dad as
Right.
well. Okay. I'm worried about your safety,
Okay.
and I'm worried about your mental health.
Okay.
Richard's taking medications that interact very badly with alcohol. How often do you drink?
Almost every 20 minutes.
Seems like a lot of alcohol, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Do you think you have a drinking problem?
Nope.
Has drinking ever caused a problem for you?
Nope.
He becomes so defensive that he's simply not going to listen to it. Richard,
Yep.
before you jump up and bolt, can you tell me what you're thinking about?
Nope. Can't do it,
Why can't you?
'cause I'm sick
Sick in what way?
in my head.
Meaning mental illness?
Mm-hmm.
I'm increasingly worried about his mental health. As a licensed psychologist, I'm required to do what it takes to get this man safe. When I see an older gentleman who is living like this and clearly having difficulty caring for himself, I'm required by law in this state to call Elder Protective Services. In this case, I think it's a very good idea.
No,
Remember,
I'm getting up
part of what
and
we-
out of here.
Richard,
I'm gonna bolt.
bolting doesn't help. Somebody's got to tell them the ugly truth. And if that makes me the bad guy, then I'll be the bad guy. If that's what it takes for Richard to be safe, I'm willing to play that part.
This is just my job as protective services. I
Well,
can inform you
sir.
that allows it.
Sir,
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood for that right at the moment.
All right, come on in. Make it tight here. Near the end of the day, we realized how bad the house really was. And I said, you know what, I gotta let Connie and the family know. I'm bringing you in here to prepare you for the reality. This is a bad, dangerous home. All that mold, different colors, white, green, black. It's all extremely dangerous. The house itself is destroyed, to be honest. All the ceiling has to come out, all the walls have to come out, all this wood has to be removed.
Condition of the house is absolutely devastating.
We did not expect what we saw. The smell was overwhelming. Our eyes were burning, our throats hurt. I feel like I'm gonna puke.
Housing Authority came today and they put an uninhabitable sticker on it, which is what they needed to do. Richard can't stay here. It's not safe.
It was obvious our dad couldn't live in that house the way it was. And it was a huge disappointment because our goal was to get him back in that house, and now what? Where does he go?
We really wanted to make sure, are we doing the right thing? Are we helping this family? So we had to pull the plug.
Regardless of the status of the house, I think that Richard is not safe to live by himself. So Matt and I really had to scramble to try to find mental health and assisted living resources that would be available. And I also had to talk to the family about who might be able to take him in on a temporary basis.
My dad will not be homeless. He will be staying with me initially, and I'm gonna be the appointed guardian for my father. It's gonna be very hard for my father because he's already trying to load up cars with his belongings, so we have to work on that.
I can't believe I'm saying it, but keeping the person out of the house was the right thing on this one.
He just wasn't safe in here.
I've done thousands of houses and never stopped cleaning, but today we did. Sometimes you just have to do the right thing.
Hopefully he's moving on to something better.
Fingers crossed.
All right.
I'm Mary, and I really don't know how to describe myself. I've been living on this land since they brought me home from the hospital. My mother would have preferred to have me here, but they made her go to the hospital to have me.
I'm Bonnie, and Mary is my cousin. She doesn't have a whole lot to do with anybody. The cats are like our babies.
They've been my whole life. They are one thing that has kept me going. I mean, making sure that they had enough to eat and they were alive.
Mary is sweet, kind, just a good person. But she just let things get too out of hand.
I'm John, and Mary is my cousin. The house is falling down around her. And I can't believe that, one, it's a property that looks like that. Two, there's somebody living in it. And three, it's my family. It's beyond gut-wrenching. The conditions are just deplorable. She's gotten so accustomed to it, she doesn't think it's that bad.
The things I have are better than new things. They're better quality, and they are mine. I mean, I don't see why I need to get rid of them. And they came in and put the boom down.
If Mary doesn't do something, she's not gonna have a place to live.
I'm Bethany, and I'm the code enforcement officer for the town of Northeast. She faces the forcible removal of all of the cats in the home, and she also faces the risk and the probability that her home will be condemned.
The house was always a little bit cluttered, but of course nothing like it's gotten in recent years. If my parents saw the way it was now, they'd be very ashamed. I mean, I'm ashamed of the way it is, but I've done the best I could with what I had to work with.
We just got to the house, and Mary's unresponsive. We've got the paramedics, the firemen, we've got policemen. Everyone from the county is here. They're all really nervous. They want to get Mary out. This is a very dangerous place.
She's in the back bedroom here. There's no way you're going to be able to get into any of the doorways.
Still feel sick to your stomach? Okay.
We're gonna have to take her out this way because the medics can't get through.
We discovered her in a fetal position in bed. She was dizzy, throwing up with chest pains. She is in some sort of respiratory distress, and I think it's from the fumes and the gases in the home.
They're actually taking her out of the window right now. We're going to get her to the hospital as quickly as possible. We don't know what's going on.
Right here, right here.
Bonnie's here, Mary.
Mary's been released from the hospital. She's here. We're going to start working, but we have to be extremely careful. We have to watch for her medical state, then her mental state, and then the safety of the home. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're here for obvious reasons. We're here to save the cats, and we're here to help you, and hopefully save you. With your guidance, we're going to get these cats out, and then we're going to work on the house. Do you want to live in a better life and a better place?
You're trying to put me in a new life and change me.
Well, we can't change you. I don't think that's possible.
Well, you're sure trying.
I wouldn't want someone that I love or care about to be in that home. And that includes your cats. We've got our animal experts here. You and our animal rescuers are gonna go in together, and we're gonna start getting your cats.
Okay. Hey, Fluffy. I'm sorry, Fluffy.
That one. Oh, we have
cats. Got one.
I've never seen anything like this. I have no idea what I'm going to find behind this door. This is very spooky. This door should be going straight. So this tells you how much this room is dropped. And the termites have eaten all through here. Holy. Those 3 boards are holding up that whole side of the house.
There's one 4x4 that's holding up that entire wing of the house, and it's not even nailed. Literally, if I push that, the entire side of that house is gonna fall down.
It's totally unstable.
It is single-handedly the most unsafe home I've ever been in.
I think we'll set a trap right here in case anything is living in here. This is just structurally, you can't go past here. We can go to the front room and set traps.
Let's set some traps.
All right, we gotta get out of this room. It's just not safe. Let's go set some traps, I agree.
Hopefully the cats will come into these traps and be saved. I hope they do, because at the end of the day, I can no longer focus the attention on the safety of the cats. I have to focus on the safety of humans.
I feel really horrible. We weren't able to get those 2 cats. We set traps, and hopefully they'll go into those traps and you can get your 2 cats.
Hanging in there, Mary?
Very good.
Yeah.
I am Dr. Liz Moore. I'm a clinical psychologist specializing in anxiety and hoarding.
She is very concerned about the 2 cats who are left in there, but I feel like she's got blinders on and she's missing a lot of the bigger picture. Mary's not owning any responsibility for this situation.
Mary, the reason we do what we do is because we care about you and we care about the animals.
I know.
And trust me, Mary, the only way that things are gonna get better is if you take responsibility for what happened. You lived in that with your cats. When you start accepting the responsibility and the fact that my cats are in this condition because I did not provide enough care for them, then you're gonna be a better person. It really concerns me. She has it in her mind, the cats are in this condition not because of her. She's just not going to listen to anything that we have to say.
I'm afraid that tomorrow is going to be a tough day for Mary. We're realizing that the home is in actually worse condition than we expected, and we didn't expect much.
Pull ourselves together so we can get things done.
She's going to have to acknowledge that the house and most of her belongings can't be saved.
Oh, man. You got to be kidding me. I'm completely almost out of words for what I see. I have to condemn this without even going any farther than the 20 feet we've come so far. We could go farther, but...
Well, I want you to see where she was living.
That's what I want to see that too.
And this is where she was sleeping? I haven't seen anything like this in 10 years working in this county, anything like this.
There were just conditions there that weren't fit for an animal, let alone a human being.
Just blown away.
It's an unfortunate situation, and I feel bad for you, but I have to do my job, and where I feel safe is with you not being in that house. This house will be condemned tonight.
My hunch is that you knew this all along, and I think you're ready to move forward. What kept you going?
Sheer bullheadedness.
That's an honest answer.
Regardless of whether anything's ever built on here again, you are you. There's more to your life than your belongings in your house.
Yeah, John, what's your thought? I know this has been a crazy day for you. What are you thinking?
I'm ready for today to end. It's relief. Oh, Mary's safe. You're safe. That's the bottom line. It took too long to get to this point, but we're there. She's got family that's going to be here for her, and we never really went away. We've always been here. It's just now she seems to be accepting of the help.
She's losing a lot, but she still has her identity, she still has her family, she still has her passions, and she can keep those moving forward.
I made the mistake of not asking for help a long time ago. I'm willing to work with the therapist, and I'm going to do my best to move forward.
I'm going to always be there for Mary. Anything I can do to help Mary, I'll always be there.
You approve it, Bonnie?
I'm Richard, and I like pretty things. I have hundreds of lamps, 100 sheet sets. I have laptop bags, canvas bags, leather bags, jewelry, pottery, silver settings, nice high quality clothing. I do have so much stuff that there are no paths left in my house.
I'm Andrew, and I'm Richard's brother. Richard has always closed himself away from the family. He would never allow any of us in his house. We have been working with him for years to try to help him, and he just would never receive help from us. His house has been condemned right now. It happened over a year ago. He lives in a homeless shelter.
I do have my own room, but it is just a small 6x8 room with only a single bed in it. I did bring a lot of things from my house to make it comfortable.
I'm Therese, and Richard is my brother. At the shelter, he was starting to bring tons and tons of stuff into his room. They have weekly inspections, and he could stay there as long as he passes these inspections. These are people that are trying to help him, and you have to follow rules.
If you can believe such a thing would happen, I have been evicted from the shelter, not for drugs or alcohol or fighting, but because I have brought things in to make my room nice.
None of us ever thought that he would come this far down, evicted from a homeless shelter.
Good morning, everyone. It's so happy to have you all here. I'm so happy to see family members here to support Rich.
I'm Standalyn Robertson, and I'm a certified professional organizer.
So we're here for you today because if we don't get this cleaned up, you're out on the street and you have nowhere else to go. Is that correct?
I am considered homeless. The house is condemned.
Okay.
The challenge for this job will be to be able to get in there, clear the place out, make sure that he's able to get his basic utilities turned back on, to keep him focused on what the big goal is.
The morning plan is to clear the basement. No questions asked, you want it all out.
Yes.
Is everyone ready? Good.
Yeah.
Let's go, let's get this done. So this is a keep?
That's a
How many
keep.
fans do you have?
A lot, but they all do work.
I think you should donate them.
No, the shirts stay. I want the stainless steel racks, though.
Okay, how many? One?
All of them. I want all the clocks and lamps.
He wants all of the clocks and lamps. We can't.
Rich, you can't. These clocks are wrecked.
They're not wrecked.
They are wrecked. Look at them. They don't even stand up straight. They're wrecked. They're junk.
I have to wait. It's that simple. Things that are new that I have not used,
That's
I want.
practically your entire house then. Because almost everything in that house has got price tags on it.
I am getting panicky. And that stays.
That stays?
Yeah.
Even though it's really falling apart.
It's not falling apart. This is my stuff. I decide.
I'm Dr. Melva Green, a board-certified psychiatrist specializing in obsessive-compulsive disorders and hoarding behavior.
My suspicion is Rich has identified with a lot of these things. So if our throwing it away, he's feeling thrown away.
So it's broken now.
It stays.
All right, Richard, don't you get going with me.
Richard seems to have forgotten that he's going to be homeless if we don't get this house cleared out. You made a commitment that you would let us help you.
Yeah.
You came up with the basement. You said, the basement
first.
You guys knock it out. I know my situation. What happened?
I've never had any other human in my house. This is really, it's not an invasion because I invited it, but I do feel invaded, and it's making me jumpy. I'm getting really jumpy.
Rich has mastered not letting anyone into his feelings. He's mastered shutting down. These are the feelings that you've been trying to avoid.
I know.
He has not really come to terms with his identity overall and has overly identified with a lot of his stuff.
What was the decision on these two things?
I can return that.
No, they won't if it's closed out stuff and they can't put it back on the shelf and sell it.
They can't put it back on the shelf.
They won't.
Believe me,
No.
all of the customer service people love me.
Well, it doesn't look like you've been taking anything back.
I think way deep down he understands the goal here. Until he lets us make more of the small decisions for him, it's frustrating.
It can be returned.
It's torn. They won't take it
Yes,
back,
they
Rich.
will. They go back. Anything that I can return is going to be returned.
Then why didn't you in the last 8 months when you've been doing nothing? Answer that for us.
I'm really impressed with Rich's siblings. They're showing him how they feel. They're expressing themselves. It's even difficult for Rich to handle all of it. He's had in his mind that they're ashamed of him, they don't care about him, and that's not true.
I want you to stop blocking us out. I want you to stop blocking us out. You are. We're asking you questions and you're turning away.
I can't think right now.
It's because you won't let yourself go. Let yourself go. Will you please trust us?
Yeah.
You're not trusting us. I need you to open up to us. You keep telling everybody that we don't listen to you. We don't relate to you. You need to start telling us what is going on, because it's not about this stuff. It's not about this stuff.
I did just come out to my brother and sister, and I didn't think I would be able to do that.
Richard's actually talking to us now. He's letting us into his life now.
I think it's great that Rich has used this as an opportunity to be honest.
I ended up exposing myself way more than I ever thought that I would be capable of doing.
Rich has to really see that he's worthy, that he can be well, that he can have the life that he's imagined, so he doesn't get right back into the same patterns of hoarding behavior.
Richard is part of the family, and we'll make sure he stays part of our family.
And we're there for him. That's what we do. We're family. And we're going to help him as best we can.
I consider this whole event as a life-giving rejuvenation, and I'm going to try to rise out of the flames like a phoenix.